Wait, did Big Brother Nigeria and Multi-Choice just put the biggest scam in Nigerian TV history? If they didn't do so, why did Phyna, the winner of the 2022 Big Brother Nigeria contest, come on Instagram Live or come on live and claim that she still owed one Bitcoin that was promised to her by Quidax, one of the sponsors of the show? On record, Phyna claims to have received her 50 million prize money, a car. But the dispute lies in the Bitcoin, the BTC promised to her by Quidax, the sponsors of the show. Phyna, a highly controversial individual, she's always been in the news for both good and right reason, and who must be sold, recently lost her sister, came on air to claim that the sponsors are promising her 22 million, around 13 to 22 million, which is the prize money, the price of the Bitcoin back in 2022. Back in 2022, Bitcoin was around 13 to 33 million naira. Right now, Bitcoin is 132 million naira. So Phyna and her legal team have refused to play game, and they're demanding to have the recent or the most recent cash equivalent of the Bitcoin or the Bitcoin itself. So this raises so many questions. How does the show go on without Multi-Choice securing the Bitcoin before the show even started? How did they play not just on the intelligence of the contestants, but also intelligence of Nigerians who spent their last 100 naira on several occasions to vote? Mind you, it's going to be a long one today. It's going to be a long and entertaining one today. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, depending on where you're watching me from. If you like what I'm doing, smash the like button, follow, subscribe, share, and drop your comments. Now let's get into it. Now, for context, Multi-Choice organizes the Big Brother. They host it, they organize it, they're in charge, they pull it off. They get the contestants to participate with promises made. I won't really call it promises. I don't like to call this stuff promises, because when you call it promises, promises can be broken. That's the reason I call it obligation. I always go to obligation. With obligations made that these contestants will receive certain cash inducements and all those. Phyna was the winner of the 2022 Big Brother season. She ended the show and she received her 50 million cash, a brand new car. The problem is, one of the sponsors, Quidax, were obliged, not promise, were obliged to follow up with Bitcoin for the winner, and then a 1-year supply of Pepsi products. The problem is not in the Pepsi products, but in the Bitcoin. Phyna just said, or just publicly stated, that she never, till date, has still not received her Bitcoin. So the question is, how did Multi-Choice or Quidax pull this off? Why was Phyna silent all these years? Why? Now, the purpose of this podcast is not to attack Phyna, and I won't do that on my platform. No. I'm stating why she was silent for all these years, as regards if she had said it earlier, then these guys would not have continued to do this evil. Because it's possible the last three, the last two, and the last individual to still win this Big Brother, if they were promised, there are certain things they were promised they've not received. I'm happy she's speaking out, and she should be encouraged to speak out. Yes, they had an obligation to pay her up, and they must pay her. She's also alleging that she's been blackmailed, which we all know happens in that industry. We all know some of the radio stations that should give you a platform to pursue your case, some of the TV stations, some of the media presenters, because of the power Multi-Choice yields, they won't want to be associated with you because they don't want to be seen as one of those fighting Multi-Choice. And she's ready to go deep. She's ready to go to the end and fight this. And I encourage her to do that if she's old. We cannot only complain about the government without doing anything about our society, about the corporations, about the legal entities. If they promised her money or Bitcoin, they have to pay up. Now my questions are as follows. MultiChoice, for more context, made over 7.2 billion naira in gross revenue in that particular 2022 season. So why are they finding it difficult to pay Phyna? They received over 1 billion votes, and those votes cost around 100 naira on each one. So if they received more than 1 billion votes, why are they having problems paying her up? I don't care about if it was promised by a sponsor. You don't give a sponsor a platform, or you verify your sponsors. That's the reason why when you are doing business, you can't just sponsor, you can't just do business with every Tom, Dick and Harry. You have to run background check on the individuals, on the corporation, on the history of the company. You don't just go and pick up sponsors because you are looking for money. So who are these Quidax guys? What are they known for? What is their history? So you gave them a platform to give false or to make false obligation. I don't call it promise. So it's on you. It's not on Quidax. They play the first one on you. If Phyna sues MultiChoice, then you can sue Quidax. Or she doesn't need to go and get the sponsors. If I buy a bread from you and the bread happens to be bad, I don't go and get the baker or go to the bakery. I hold the person who sold the bread for me. So Phyna did not participate in a Big Brother organized by Quidax. She participated in the Big Brother organized by MultiChoice. So legally, whatever she's doing is binding between she and MultiChoice. So she has nothing to do with Quidax. So I don't understand why MultiChoice are pointing fingers at the sponsors. There should have been an escrow account where this Bitcoin or this BTC have been received even before the show starts or commences, where it's deposited. And at the end of the show, they pay her off. So this should not be, don't worry, I'll give you, let the show continue. It's only in Africa we hear this sort of thing. And it speaks bad of us. Past our society. Doesn't portray us in a good light. That is terrible. You made over 7.2 billion naira gross revenue, but you don't want to pay up. Now, are we talking about the inflation that has eaten up this money or this BTC? BTC right now is 132 million for one naira, and you want to pay her equivalent of 22 or 23. How can you pay her something you were supposed to pay her last 4 years? You never paid her up. You want to pay her the same thing? No, you have to pay what it is. And she's even kind. Although I've not seen the legal papers or whatever. You can't just even give her a BTC. You pay her for inconveniences. You've held up her money for years. Not paying her up. You've messed up her brand. Messed up her image. Because everybody's looking at her. She has one BTC. She's not living up to whatever portrays of the person who has that. She's living a false life. So you don't just go on promising people. No. There's no way you can still host another Big Brother with this particular case in question. It's not possible. And who are those? Who are the other 3 people that have won the contest after Phyna? This is the time for them to speak up. Because we don't want now, in the next 6 years, somebody to come again and say, they did not also pay me. And this is what happens in Nigeria. People are afraid to speak up. Go online, you see people criticizing, and see people bringing up her personal life. This has nothing to do with Phyna's personal life. I don't know her. I don't want to know her. This has nothing to do with her. This has to do with contract. The contract is binding. You have to pay up. It's not optional. It's only in Nigeria where workers pay money and the government said they've not received allocation from federal government, so they cannot pay salary. What does that mean? How? That's not my business. You should have calculated that before giving me a contract to sign that I'm a worker. Your boss cannot tell you to go home. He cannot pay you now because he has not received money or he has not sold market. No, you go pay me. You go pay her. A laborer deserves his wages or her wages. So not just even what you owe her, you have to pay her extra. Depends on her lawyers. And you also have to pay her legal fees. Yes, and you know how much legal fees are expensive. Just legal insurance fees in the US, some states they take up to, I think, 33% of the total money they pay you from insurance. So whoever is representing her, most of them will not get money from her. They get from the money they pay. So if they're getting back 200 million, they're telling you you're paying her like 20% of 200 million. So you have to pay the lawyers also. You can't pay her the 132 million, then she will settle the lawyers from that money. It's not done that way. So also, multi-choice keeps increasing our money. Keep hiking. They just keep hiking. Every 6 months they increase DSTV fees. Every 6 months they increase GoTV. They just keep increasing it. But they don't pay our Big Brother contestants or Big Brother winners. What sort of company is that? Is that how to run a successful business in Africa? Who taught them that? Business 101? Defame people, rob people, and move on. Big Brother is their competent program that they use to lure customers and retain their customers. That's their most successful. Apart from the other thing that comes close is maybe the World Cup, maybe the Nations Cup, and then the Premier League. That's it. Maybe the Champions League. That's all. But I don't even think these competitions, maybe the World Cup could get that close. I don't even think the Premier League is as strong as Big Brother. Because the Premier League is for a longer time. It's more than close to a year. Big Brother is like only 2 months or how many months, and it's done. So it's heavy. So it's their cash cow, but they don't want to fatten the cow. These guys just want to keep milking the cow, but they don't want to fatten the cow. Phyna is the cow. That is the Big Brother. That is the content. That is what keeps people awake. That is what brings sponsors to your doorstep. Before you do the show, you calculate and you set your price. At the end, sometimes you don't make money. And that is why maybe the next year you don't do another show. That's why some of the shows we love, apart from ratings going down, there's no sponsor. So they have to end it. So they have to pay her. They just have to pay her. There's no two ways. Not just paying her. They have to pay her legal fees. They have to pay her. They have to pay her for inconvenience. And this has nothing to do with her private life. Even if you go to court, the judge will tell you, I don't want to hear anything about her. All I need is her name and her last name and her date of birth. That's the only thing we are going for today. I'm not judging her character. I don't care what she has done. I don't care for her. I don't care about her history. They owe her. You got to pay. And this is why we have to speak up. It's not about her. Every time they want to cheat somebody, they bring up things that are not relevant. No, you have to pay up. Big Brother have to pay up. Big Brother multi-choice. You have to pay up. If you know you are a bit old and you participated in the Big Brother, you have to also speak up. This is your time. This is ugly. This doesn't look right. This portrays Africa, not just Nigeria, in a very, very bad light. This is you will never think that multi-choice. If multi-choice can do this, what of the regular sponsors? What of the estates, the mortgage companies, the brands, the clothing brands, the fashion brands, the shoe brands, the local brands in Nigeria? What will happen if they see that multi-choice is owing? You're setting a bad precedent. They'll tell you after all, multi-choice owes. Government is owing, multi-choice is, everybody is owing, but everybody wants services. It's ugly. Pay her up. Thanks for watching. Join me next time. Bye.